Good morning, everybody out on the whole internet. It is official. We are back from the past. It is the 80s review show. Yeah. So, after 2 years almost, actually, 2.5 years to be exact, um, we're finally gonna do an episode. When I first started the channel, we only had 2 episodes, and I just, for some odd reason, I never had an opportunity to really fulfill what I wanted to do with it. So we're gonna be doing a little bit more with this show. Today's episode, we're gonna be focusing on my favorite hair bands of the 80s. We're going to count them down from 1 to 5. That's right. And then we're going to discuss um, basically what we really want as far as future episodes, content that you guys want to see. Do you guys want to talk about music? Do you guys want to talk about movies? We can even do favorite actors and actresses or TV shows. So let's get into it. Number one, we're going to talk about a great band, which is Van Halen. Van Halen had numerous number one hits. They were well known for songs like Panama, Jump, Hot for Teacher, um, pretty much every possible hit that they had, honestly, in the 80s was number one within 2 weeks. Um, yeah, definitely Van Halen needs to be up in this whole big hair area here. The number two band is Poison. Poison had lots of hits. I can't think of a single Poison song that wasn't a great hit. Um, Somebody kind of thinks that they're not really a hair band, but I kind of disagree because they definitely had their own style. We'll say that. So, number three is Motley Crue. The Crue. Oh my God, the Crue had so many freaking hits. It wasn't even funny. They could smash you in the face with their guitaring. Vocals were phenomenal. I can't think of one single album that they ever put out that I was disappointed in. Definitely, they need to be on here. Um, Number four, honestly, and then I've had to think long and hard about it because there's so many good bands. But I am going to say Rat. Rat definitely needs to be on this countdown because Round and Round is a great song. It is an awesome video, very entertaining, um, and you can't really go wrong with it. I mean, it's still a popular song now. They still play it on 80s weekend. Um, Number five is actually going to be a tie, and I'm going to say Winger, and I'm going to say Twisted Sister. Those are two bands that I think really define that generation, and I think that they both deserve to be at number five. Um, Now, there were other bands that I kind of considered who were outside of the countdown. I'll name three of them: Cinderella, Wasp, and I'm going to say, let's go with Slayer. Some people didn't think earlier Slayer was technically hair band, but I don't know. I kind of think some of it was, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But and the next category is, let's go with the top three hard rock bands of the 80s. First one we're going to start off with is Metallica, obviously, because Inner Sandman and and Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning, so they need to be in here. Then we're gonna go to Megadeth. Megadeth definitely needs to be represented. Um, and the third and final band that we're gonna be talking about, um, honestly, it's not necessarily a band, but it's an artist, and I'm gonna say Ozzy Osbourne. He had numerous hits. Um, I mean, I can't think of a single Ozzy album, honestly, in the '80s to where I wasn't like, okay, that's not good. I mean, Bark at the Moon. I mean, I don't know. I mean, every single Ozzy album I've ever heard it's really good, really decent. Um, Let me think here. There was one other band that technically should be listed, and I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm just gonna say Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper definitely needs to be recognized for the '80s hard rock. Um, so those are just a few countdowns I wanted to do real fast. Um, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna talk about my top picks for '80s TV shows that are definitely some shows that people should check out if you've never seen them. Um, the first one, honestly, is, let's get into it. Let's say the original Ghostbusters. Yes, it's a cartoon, but it was a very popular cartoon, and honestly, who has never seen an episode of it? Um, Now, the next one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That needs to be recognized because that was part of my childhood. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid. So, the next one after that is He Man, Masters of the Universe. That also needs to be recognized in here. We're going to go to MacGyver. We're going to go to, after that, Full House, because that was also another show that was incredibly popular. Um, we're gonna say Saved by the Bell because that was also another show that kind of, was pretty popular as well. Um, Let me think here. I am gonna say the first season of Tales from the Crypt definitely needs to be recognized. Um, so those are a few suggestions. I know I'm probably missing some, but those are just a few that I watched quite a bit when I was growing up. Um, Now, as far as movies, we're gonna count down the best comedy movies. Like we're gonna limit it to probably five. Um, we're gonna start off with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, the first movie. We're gonna go from that to Caddyshack. From that to Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, definitely. And we're also going to say Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And we're going to add one in there, actually, after that, because it is a classic movie. And we're going to say the very first Back to the Future movie. So, those are just a few recommendations. If you are into '80s movies, you might want to check them out. Also, The Breakfast Club is also a very good movie if you want to check that out as well. I'm going to name E.T. in there as well. So, those are just a few suggestions. So, out of all that I've done so far, is there any subjects that you guys want to hear or talk about? I'm definitely open to this because I want the 80s review show to be a little bit different. Um, are there any actors or actresses that you want me to talk about? Um, we can do all different subjects on here as far as content. We can do, you know, certain actors' movies, for example, as well. Um, I think the next episode that we're going to completely concentrate on is we're going to be talking about Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, John Candy, and probably Rick Moranis. That's what I was thinking. And then we might be talking about the movie Weird Science because that is a very good movie, and I think that we should talk about it because um, it's still pretty popular now, and there was also a TV series later on. So, thumbs up, 7 up. Remember to always hit that dial on the radio, jump in your DeLorean, and take it back in time because it's 1985 all day, every day. Peace.